revered as India's World Cup hero, saluted for being a cancer icon. Warrior Prince Yuvraj Singh's journey from World Cup glory to fighting the biggest battle of his life against cancer has certainly inspired a billion. And now the champion has penned his experiences in a book titled The Test of My Life. Launched by none other than teammate, friend and idol Sachin Tendulkar, the events saw the entire Indian team come together to laud the champion spirit.
I was in Chennai when I saw the reception that accompanied your arrival to the crease in 2012. Dare I say it was a reception that the gentleman sitting next to you would have been proud of. I was very lucky to be in Nairobi as well in 2000. Nairobi 2000, Chennai 2012. Which was the bigger moment for you?
Well, as a young kid, playing for India the first time is something you always dreamed of. But I think coming back in Chennai, I never thought I want to come back and play. But it was a very special moment, and it was quite unbelievable to be back on the field. And hard to describe the feelings, but when you know that life is on the edge and going to be living again is going to be a challenge. But from that challenge, coming back and playing again is something special. You're just not coming and playing domestic cricket, or you're just not playing club cricket. You're coming and representing your country again. So it took a lot of courage and it took a lot of strength.
The fact that the World Cup in India, India's World Cup campaign actually began in Bangladesh, where you went to play the first game. And Yuvi talked about a dinner that him and Sachin had in Bangladesh just before the World Cup began. And Sachin, he talked about the fact that you seem to have picked up that he wasn't feeling great about life at that particular moment. Tell us a story about how you picked that up. Why did you call him for dinner? Because once you've told that story, I'm going to read out a little passage from the book on what it meant to him. But you picked up the fact that he was feeling low?
I've never spoken about this openly. This is the first time.
Well, you can now. It's in the book.
I'll try whatever from my side. Yeah, I noticed Yuvi was a bit low, and that energy was missing. And I knew that to make us win this trophy, we need all 11 players charged up. Obviously, everyone was charged, but I felt Yuvi could be a match winner when it matters. And I told him whatever came spontaneously to my mind. I said, Yuvi, it was the inaugural evening, and I told Yuvi that come to my room, let's have dinner together. And from there on, we started chatting, and he opened up a little bit, and I responded to that. It was one of those evenings where I felt that it was more to do with his mind than the actual game, and I knew that his form was crucial for our team's success. In the middle order, if someone like Yuvi can come and blast the opposition, they've got nowhere to hide, and that is what happened. With whenever he was batting, he was special, and whenever he bowled, he gave us those important breakthroughs. And I said that I want to see the same Yuvi as a fielder at point.
The other very moving part of the book, between where you talk about the relationship the two of you have, came out when you were on your way back from Indianapolis, and you stopped over in London. And Sachin, you went to meet him in London, and he said he's not the biggest man in the world, but he's as strong as a giant, and I could feel the strength when he hugged me. And he said he could see that it was a very emotional moment for you when you went to meet him after Indianapolis in London. You remember that moment?
Yes, I mean we kept exchanging messages, and when I got to know that Yuvi is also in London, I thought it was the best place to go and see how he's recovered. And all I told my wife was, I hope I don't break down in front of him. I don't want to cry. He's recovered, and this is a happy moment. And there were mixed emotions that earlier Yuvi is like my younger brother. I've always treated him like that. Always been fond of him since the time we met. So all his progress in cricket, then I've appreciated, really enjoyed those moments. Then all of a sudden, you know, something drastically goes wrong. I mean, why did it have to happen to you? So there were mixed emotions when I met him, and I just told my wife that I hope I don't break down in front of him. We went out for dinner after that. It was, the way he ate after that and all that. I was convinced that he's back on track. Then for some time my wife took over. They were talking in medical terms, which I didn't understand much. How was the treatment like, and all those kind of things. And that's when I also sort of got to know how tough it is, and the real character of UV. It's a different thing being on a cricket field, and then you're fighting for your life. They're completely two different things. And the second bit requires more courage, and that character came out very strongly. And I was just happy to be around him, and let both of them discuss, and I was picking up a couple of things here and there, whatever they discuss, and then enjoyed that evening. So overall, that evening, I can say, can most definitely be the 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 evening which I'll never forget in life. It's a different kind of experience.
So it required you to see his appetite to find out that he was well again.
Yeah, and that's when he promised me for another dinner, which is still pending. Huh?
Tonight. Tonight he's serving dinner to a lot of people. Maybe some other day. But good to know. Sachin, thank you. And we're going to get a lot of UV's teammates coming up one after the other to talk about the book, talk about UV, about the role. But I thought we'd start with these two wonderful stories about a dinner in Bangladesh and a hug in England. Thank you. Thanks, Sachin. This was against Australia in the quarterfinal of the World Cup. तो आपने कहा शाबाश यूवी खत्म कर देना.
Well, if you see UV, I remember we have played a lot of innings together, and I still remember, I need to start quite early. We're playing in Pakistan, and that time I just come into the side, and I was this flamboyant guy hitting sixes and fours and everything.
You still do?
To some extent.
Some people think little late, but you still do.
Yeah. So UV was like, "हाँ भाई, क्या चल रहा है?" Well, no, I just बॉल देखता हूँ, मारने की कोशिश करता हूँ. हाँ, थोड़ा टाइम होने दे, थोड़ा प्रेशर पड़ेगा ना, फिर पता चलेगा छक्के वक्के नहीं, मैच जीतने से ज़्यादा अप्रेजल मिलता है. So that's how it all started. And the World Cup quarterfinal we are talking about, I was very disappointed that I got out. It was an ideal stage set for us to, finish off the game. We are known to be the finishers when it comes to the Indian cricket team. And UV was set. He was having a fantastic tournament. And if you see his stats, once he starts scoring, he's someone who will score throughout the series or throughout the tournament. So I knew he's someone who loves these big games, big opposition. The stage was set for him. He was a set batsman. I was the batsman who was going out. So I just requested him. I said, UV, finish it off. We'll take care of everything later. But please, because Raina was coming after me, and it was his first game in the sense, Yusuf was playing before that, and Raina was supposed to come. So I thought, Raina would also need some guidance from him, being the experienced cricketer he is.
जब आपको पता चला कि इतनी बड़ी चीज हुई है, आपके ज़हन में क्या चला?
I think it was a shock for me. और मुझे काफी पहले पता चला था. I don't think even UV knows that. I came to know quite early, and it was like a shock for me. The person who told me, I was like, "Are you sure?" Like, yeah, this is what the report says. And I was like, no, are you sure? This is really what has happened. So it was a shock for me, but I knew UV is someone who's really tough. And there are some fights in life that you are supposed to take head on. You talk a lot about diverting, using the energy and everything, but there are just some fights in life that you are supposed to take head on. And I feel, he really accepted that. And I feel what was very important were the people, those were around him, because it's not a T20 fight. It's like a test match, a prolonged battle where you need people around you who are assertive of the fact that how strong you are, how good you are. Because if the battle goes on for slightly longer period, at times you start doubting yourself. So I think the contribution of the people, those who were around him, was very crucial. And at the same time, the way he took life, the way he took challenges in life, I feel that also really helped him overcome everything.
That was actually the first time he spoke to me on the phone. Virat said to me that
he spoke to you on the phone.
Yeah, no. He didn't speak to me on the phone. He actually sent me a message, and I was like, "Is this really MS Dhoni?" And he said, "Yes, it's me." I said, "I cannot believe you're actually sending me a message, because it's very hard to get hold of him anywhere."
But so don't say that, because the last time someone said it's difficult to get hold of Dhoni, it became a controversy. So just choose different words.
थोड़ा इसको पकड़ना मुश्किल है, तो I was quite surprised when he messaged me, but yeah, I knew that when guys gonna come to know about it, they're gonna call me or message me and wish me well. So yeah, that was it.
New Zealand came to India, and there was talk about whether Yuvi will be fit enough to play in the T20. You were captain of the side. You must have had a hand in seeing that Yuvi comes back to play. Did you think he'd be ready so soon? Because a lot of us, when Yuvi was picked, we said, I hope he does well, because people should not think he's picked for the wrong reason.
Well, I was a bit speculative in the sense I had not met him lots of time to actually see how fit he was. The good thing, he was playing a bit of cricket before that. So I think it was important that selectors showed a bit of faith in him. And at the same time, the team that was selected, it's important that the team backs the player also. So I feel overall, it was the right decision. And also the fact that, he's someone who's always rated as someone who's tough from within. And that really helps. Yes, the period was, he didn't have a lot of time to get back onto the field. But I feel the way he did everything, he has been a true inspiration to all the people, who have been treated with cancer. So I think he'll be someone all the people will look up to, and that I feel is something that's very important.
आपको एहसास था जब वर्ल्ड कप चल रहा था कि कुछ हो रहा है यहाँ पे अंदर, कुछ तकलीफ महसूस हो रही है इसको? आपको एहसास था जब वर्ल्ड कप चल रहा था? क्योंकि वर्ल्ड कप की भी कहानी है एक तरह से, क्योंकि
इसने हमें से शायद किसी को भी नहीं बताया कि क्या प्रॉब्लम है। क्योंकि जब ये खांसता था और वोमिटिंग करता था, तब हमें ये लगता था कि शायद मे भी कफ प्रॉब्लम हो सकती है, बट हमने ये नहीं उम्मीद की थी कि इसको कैंसर हो सकता है। तो जब न्यूज़ हमें मिली तो हम लोगों को सबको शॉक लगा, और हम लोग यही सोच रहे थे कि युवराज सिंह ने इतनी देर क्यों कर दी। मतलब अगर ऐसी प्रॉब्लम थी तो पहले क्यों नहीं, इतनी जल्दी क्यों नहीं ट्रीटमेंट लिया, यहाँ तक नौबत आती ही नहीं। तो सबके दिमाग में यही सवाल था। जब पूछा गया उससे तो वो भी जवाब हमें मिला कि नहीं, मैं भी सोचा था ऐसा कुछ नहीं है। तो जब स्कैन्स कराए तभी पता चला कि मुझे कैंसर है। तो इमीडिएटली उसके बाद ये अमेरिका गया अपने ट्रीटमेंट के लिए। तो हम सब लोग प्रार्थना कर रहे थे कि जल्दी से जल्दी ठीक हो, लेकिन उम्मीद नहीं थी कि इतनी जल्दी रिकवरी करेगा।
मेरे को भी लगा कि इसने कुछ इसको भी नहीं पता लगा, लेट हुआ है, जो भी थोड़ा टाइम खराब हुआ। बट जब ये यहाँ से गया तो इसने मेरे को बोला कि ये प्यूमा के शूट के लिए जर्मनी जा रहा है और मैं तेरे बेटे के लिए शूज़ लेके आऊँगा, यहाँ इंडिया में नहीं मिलता। तो मैंने कहा ठीक है कि 2-3 दिन में आ जाएगा। तो आई टोल्ड माय सन की यूवी चाचा गए हैं, आपके लिए शूज़ लेके आएंगे। और फिर वहाँ से पता लगा ये लंदन चला गया और 1 हफ्ते में अमेरिका चला गया। तो सब कुछ इतना जल्दी हुआ उस दौरान कि अगर अभी मैं पीछे देखता हूँ तो मेरे को भी याद आता है कि वर्ल्ड कप का टाइम है उसके बाद कि ही वॉज एक्चुअली स्ट्रगलिंग। ये जब मेरे को बोलता था कि मुझे नींद नहीं आ रही तो मैं उसको हमेशा बोलता था मैं अभी फिजियो से ना 2 नींद की गोली मंगाता हूँ, फिर खा के सो जाना। तो हम ऐसे ही मजाक करते रहते थे, पर अभी जब देखते हैं तो याद आता है कि हाँ ही वॉज एक्चुअली स्ट्रगलिंग।
मुझे ये उम्मीद थी कि ये वापस जरूर आएगा क्रिकेट में, लेकिन इतनी जल्दी आएगा ये उम्मीद नहीं थी। आई थिंक हैट्स ऑफ टू युवराज की, जिस तरह से उसने अपनी फिटनेस की, रिकवरी की, एंड देन वो वापस आया, T20 वर्ल्ड कप खेला, न्यूजीलैंड के अगेंस्ट वापस कम बैक की। तो उस समय मुझे याद है कि दिल्ली में जो हमारे कॉमन फ्रेंड्स हैं वो सब चेन्नई पहुंचे हुए थे। तो मैं सबसे सिर्फ एक ही सवाल पूछा था, आप सब लोग यहाँ क्या कर रहे? तो बोले हम लोग मैच देखने आए हैं युवराज सिंह का। मैंने कहा युवराज सिंह ये वही युवराज सिंह है जो पहले युवराज सिंह था। तो आई थिंक हैट्स ऑफ टू यूवी की इतनी जल्दी उन्होंने कम बैक की।
कुछ फर्क पड़ा है इसमें या वही कैरेक्टर है अभी?
पता नहीं, मैं तो पहले भी तभी रातों को इसके साथ नहीं रहता था, जाता नहीं था कहीं, आज भी नहीं। तो अब क्या करता है, नींद आती है नहीं आती है तो यूं ही बताएगा, लेकिन अब पहले से काफी शांत हो गए, उतना गुस्सा नहीं करता है, उतना चिल्लाता नहीं है, तो आई थिंक काफी कुछ सीखा होगा इसने उस दौरान.
I'll tell you the guy who's the funniest of all, but who's got a very sentimental side that I've also been very lucky to have seen from time to time is actually Harbhajan Singh.
और यूवी ने कहा कि जब भी वो ही वॉज फीलिंग लो, आप उसको फोन करते थे, उसको हंसाते थे. वो कहता है अब भी जो मुझे भज्जी फोन करके हंसाता था उससे मुझे बहुत फर्क पड़ा. क्या कहते थे उसको आप?
देखो हंसने से कितनी चीजें ठीक हो जाती हैं, है ना? नहीं बट मुझे पता था जिस दिन पहले दिन हम लोग बेंगलोर में थे जब यूवी के रिजल्ट्स आए, तो ऑब्वियसली वी वर ऑल वेरी शॉक्ड कि ऐसा कैसे हो सकता और हमारे भाई के साथ कैसे हो सकता, और हम तो सही खाते हैं पीते हैं, एवरीथिंग वी डू इज राइट, पर वी वर ऑल शॉक्ड. और वो सिर्फ और सिर्फ यही समझ सकता था कि कितना सीरियस मैटर है, और उसी अगले दिन इसको जाना पड़ा अमेरिका. तो उस स्टेज पे मैं यही सिर्फ बात करता था इससे, क्योंकि मुझे पता था बीमारी कितनी बड़ी है, मैं बीमारी के बारे में बात नहीं करता था. आई ऑलवेज यूज्ड टू टॉक टू हिम. हम अंडर 15 में क्या करते थे, अंडर 16 के टाइम पे क्या करते थे जब, और इसके बावजूद इससे लड़कियों की बातें करूं, आजकल किसको फोन पे बात कर रहा है, किसके साथ घूम रहा है, या ठीक होने के बाद किसके साथ घूमेगा.
Virat, you said in the book, you said on the back cover that even when he was facing some of the toughest days of his life, he kept his chin up and never allowed us to feel sad about him. He lived as a normal person, talked as a normal person, and always sounded normal. It's a rare quality. Were you aware that time that there was something wrong when you now look back and say he was so normal?
Well, yeah, because he didn't want any of us to feel, shocked about what had happened. Obviously, it was a big news for all of us. And then when we got the news, we were in Australia, and I remember talking to him on the phone, and he just sounded so normal. I mean, to stay so strong at that point of time, in such a difficult situation in life, I think that's commendable. He's always been like a big brother to me since the time I came into the team.
Because you refer to him, you never refer to him in the book as Virat, you only refer to him as Chiku.
I just felt when he came to the team, he had awesome cheeks. Like if you see a baby bulldog, I've never seen better cheeks in my life. So I think that's how I call him Chiku, but he's got his own versions of himself calling him Chiku. Yeah.
Because the cheeks.
Yeah, cheeks are gone now. He's got a six pack. You want to show it?
No, I'm fine.
Okay. No, shy.
Virat, thank you very much for coming. Bhaji, thank you. हंसाते रहें आप सबको, हर वक्त मजा आता है हमको भी.